What's up, family? Welcome to Ask to My Odds,
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my spectacular wife, Fiona.
And this right here is my splendid husband, Ayize. What's up, y'all? Welcome. We're going to get right into it. We have a question that came in from a young lady who has been in a relationship. I don't know how long she's been in the relationship, but what I know is that she and her boyfriend, significant other, were living together. Something happened. Mm-hmm. What happened? It's amazing to me when y'all send questions and you don't tell us what the issue is. Why y'all leave the issue out? That would be kind of important, but we're going to flow with it anyway. Something happened and it caused her to put him out. And they were separated for 8 months. And then she put in parentheses, but not really, because they didn't really go for a week without seeing each other. So you know how you do. You say we not together, but you're still doing everything else. You're still getting with each other, doing the do, whatever. So she says that happened, that separation, quote unquote, was for an 8-month period. And recently, within the last month, there's been a shift in the relationship where she stopped complaining. They stopped arguing as much. They're saying more I love yous to each other. And she's really trying to put her best foot forward and letting him know that she loves him. She said, I read the 5 love languages. I know what his love languages are. You know, they're words of affirmation and acts of service, for those of you all who are familiar with that. So she's doing that for him. But yet she feels like his guard is up. Yet she feels like he's fearful, that he's even, sometimes in his behaviors and his words, still trying to punish her for some of the pain and hurt that she's caused him. And she says that both of them caused each other pain and there was no cheating involved. So I'll put that out there. And so she just wants to know, how do you, this is her specific bottom line question, how do you show, not tell someone that they are deeply loved, and show, not tell them that you are capable of being happy without them simultaneously? What an interesting question. I'm going to read it to y'all one more time. How do you show, not tell someone that they are deeply loved, and show, not tell them that you are capable of being happy without them? Interesting. I love you, but I don't need you. That's what she wants to know. How do I let them know? I really love you, but I really don't need you.
I think some things are best left unspoken. I think that, when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's almost as if like you're patting them on the back, but you're also smacking them in the face at the same time. So
say that again.
You can be patting somebody on the back and then smacking them in the face at the same time. So it's almost as if like you're giving a backhanded compliment. If you're going to be in love, or if you're going to say you love somebody, just leave it at that. Say you love the person. Say I'm in love with you. But then when you transition to, but I could be happy without you, then that right there kind of, taints the mood. It taints the energy. It dampens the, just the environment. And it's just not a good space to be in. So, number one, what I would say is that if you're going to be in this relationship, make the decision that you're going to be in the relationship. Make the decision that you're going to love this person, and just follow your heart. I think it's really important that you follow your heart. And you said that you've already began acting on his love languages. Remain committed to that. And he might not necessarily reciprocate, or he might not respond the way you want him to, but the reality is that you can't control his response. You can control you, and then you got to make a decision based off of how he responds in terms of what you're going to do.
And this is what is so important for folks to understand, and what it seems so hard for so many people to grasp who are in committed relationships and marriages, is that you are in the marriage. You are in the relationship. You all aren't married, but you're in the relationship, and you're committed to the relationship, to the institution, to the possibilities, perhaps sometimes even more so than you are to the person. Because if I had to be dependent on my commitment to his humanity, his humanness, and I'm just depending on my humanness, that's going to fail. That's going to fail sometimes, because I get a little agitated and irritated. I can be quite selfish. I can be quite needy. And then if I have to depend on my own weakness and vulnerabilities and being human, and I'm going to be committed to your weaknesses and vulnerabilities, it would be a mess. But I am clear that I am committed to the institution of marriage, to what we are creating, to the legacy, to the love, all of that. And when I have that at the forefront, then everything else grows from that. Then the respect, the love, the trust, all of that deepens as a result of the commitment to what we're trying to grow. So I think that was so important. What my husband has said is that you really can't control him. And what I find very interesting is that you are analyzing this thing to death.
Yeah.
In the email, you've got it all analyzed. He's not really kind of, accepting, but he does, but then he kind of moves back. And, I don't know, maybe I should just kind of give him the cold shoulder, create some distance and let him know, look, I don't have to be doing all of this. But what I find interesting is that you seem to be the person who's unstable a bit. You seem to be the person who can't quite get a grasp on whether you're going to be with him or you're not going to be with him. Mm-hmm. You seem to be highly dependent on what his response is to you and what his response isn't to you, because you are not rooted in where am I? What am I doing and where am I going? So you need to get clear on that. You need to get clear on who he is for you and who he's going to be for you, because as my husband said, he may never give you totally what you want in terms of a response. He may never totally trust you. We're all human. We all have our baggage. We all have our issues. But if that is your man, if that is the one who you're going to be with, will you work with him through that? If 9 times out of 10 that man still loves you and he does all of these things for you, are you going to hold that against him, or are you going to speak life to him in that area? You need to be clear about what you're going to do. Stop focusing on him and what he is doing, what he isn't doing, and you need to get clear about where you are. That doesn't seem to be clear. Whatever this issue is, last but not least, that happened, that kind of broke up the relationship for an 8-month period. I don't know what that is, but if you all haven't had a conversation about it, if you haven't sat down and really vetted that thing out, there are some assumptions that you are carrying and that he is carrying since you all have come back together. There are some things that you all have in your minds that you have not gotten clear about because you haven't talked about it. So you got to get that out on the table. Please revisit that and talk about that in some way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, we hope that this has been of help to you. We hope that this has inspired you and challenged you to stop playing and start pushing.